Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Sukhanova, and I'm an equity research analyst covering telecom and internet companies at BCS Global Markets. Today, I want to discuss OZON. We started covering the stock last week with hold recommendation and target price of 4,100 rubles per share, which is just above the current market quotes. OZON is one of the largest players in Russia e-commerce. So the key questions for its investment case are, first off, what are the prospects of the e-commerce market in Russia? What positions can OZON get there longer term? And will OZON ever be profitable, and when is going to happen? So talking about market prospects, they are obvious and clear. In 2020, penetration of e-commerce in Russian retail was just 8 to 10%, which is far below than what we have in US and UK, which is around 20-30%. So the prospects are clear, and if the market has grown 35 to 45% last year, I think for the next several years we should see at least 25% growth per annum. So the prospects are clear. OZON currently is around third to fifth player in the market after AliExpress and Wildberries, which are 50 to 100% bigger in terms of GMV. But then OZON grows much faster than the market itself. So in 2020, it has more than doubled its turnover. And if we look at the evidence of what we see in more developed markets, we can find two conclusions which are valid for Russian market as well, I think. First off, there is clear trend for consolidation for top players gaining market share. And if in Russia in 2019, share of top 5 market players was around 30%. And in US, UK, and some other markets, it was 50% plus. So there is clear potential for further consolidation in the market. And second, if we look at the pedestal of these markets, what players are at the top, it's usually one player with 30% plus market share, which is followed by 2-3 players which have 5 to 10% market shares, and they in turn followed by a bunch of much smaller players, like 1% market share or less. So it's clear that local players in e-commerce and such companies as Yandex and Sberbank, for which e-commerce has become one of the priorities, they all are aiming to become either a leader or one of these top players in the market. In my opinion, OZON has high chances to be either leader or like big second player in 5 years. So why I think so? Because OZON has top e-commerce brand in Russia. OZON has fairly large audience. Like for instance, it had 40 million monthly users as of September and 11 million buyers for the year preceding September 2020. Then there is high level of customer satisfaction. OZON's NPS was 79 in the third quarter of 2020. And there is also fairly high share of orders delivered on the day they were supposed to. So the share is 95%. On top of that, OZON has an upper hand in logistics, which is maybe the key pain point for Russia e-commerce. OZON currently has the largest space in distribution, and it has the largest network of pickup points and parcel lockers. This is according to Infoline estimates as of September 2020. And on top of that, thanks to IPO, OZON now has enough cash to actively pursue expansion in the market and expand its logistics network. So clearly all the players have ambitions, and clearly all the players have their own benefits. But I believe OZON is one of those who has high chances to be on the top. And lastly, about prospects of profitability for OZON, if we compare why OZON's margins to Amazon, like the way they are built up, it's clear that OZON has higher share of logistics costs as percentage of GMV, and also it clearly has a lower percentage of revenue coming from extra value-added services such as advertising and subscription fees like Amazon Prime. And with logistics, the story of OZON that they build their logistics capacities far ahead of their current needs, try to build up some buff in case of fast development. So I'm sure as they grow up and scale, there will be obvious decline in cost per unit for delivery. So I think this problem will be less acute when we go further throughout OZON's development. And when we talk about extra revenues, OZON is already growing its advertising revenue stream, and I think this is one of the prospective value-added revenue streams for OZON. It also tries to develop fintech services such as pay on installments through the partners. So this could be like all this fintech area could be one of the prospective ones. And also OZON is experimenting with subscriptions. I don't think that like the way it looks currently, it doesn't seem to become a very significant portion of the revenue like currently, but it's still like one of the prospects that they have. But anyway, if we put all this together, in my opinion, OZON has high chances to get EBITDA profitable positive in 2023. So coming back to valuations. In my base case, I assume that OZON is going to grow its market share in Russia e-commerce from 7% to 20% in 2025. It suggests this 4,100 rubles per share target price that I mentioned, which is almost at the current level of market quotes. So this potential is mostly priced in. But there is a huge sensitivity for the valuation depending on what market share and position OZON is going to have ultimately. Because if OZON appears to be market leader, like in a scale of Amazon, like 30% plus market share in 2025, I see around 60% upside to current quotes. Or vice versa, if OZON appears to be one of these followers, players with 5 to 10% market share ultimately, then I see like 70% downside to current quotes. So you see the outcome is very binary. So with OZON, it will be very important to track what kind of GMV growth and development in their market share they show with each quarterly numbers and with each year, because it would clearly tell us on which scenario the company is ultimately developing. That's it from me. Thank you for your attention.